Welcome to the Clown Brother Show's episode 6. Today we'll be doing something different. Today we'll be talking about a video game, Dead by Daylight.
Why, yes, we'll be talking about a horror game today. I'm just not excited at all. But moving on, I hope that you all enjoy this episode 6, Dead by Daylight. You know.
Come on, Reddo, be more enthusiastic. We are going to be telling people about a great game that is out there, Dead by Daylight. I'm just so excited to talk about the killer portion of this game.
I know, Skullo, but at least I get to be the survivors, talk about them, all the stuff that they do in the game, so hopefully I'll have a better time than, because I'm not really excited about this, but we'll get to moving on. I'm just excited that you all have showed up, hopefully.
Right, so I guess I will explain kind of what we will be doing with this game review. So, in this game, this one doesn't really have a story besides the little character pieces that are in there. So what we will be doing is basically just talking about the main components of the game. Like, you'll take the survivors portion and I'll talk more about the killers, my favorite part of the game.
Really, Skullo? Because every time that I hear you play the game, I just hear you yelling and swearing at the television while you're playing Killer. I don't know what that means because I have decided not to play the Killer because it's not my thing. So, we will go into it, and I will start us off, obviously, because we need to start with the survivors. So now with the survivors, there are many unique different survivors that you can have in the game. You start with 7 initial survivors that are free. Don't you love free? And they are Dwight, Meg, Claudette, Jake, Nia, Bill, and Dave. Those are the ones that we have when you start off the game, and they all have their own initial perks that they use, all the happy and good fun stuff.
Well, I don't yell that often, but going back to the killer portion of it, you have the trapper, the wraith, the hillbilly, the nurse, and the huntress, and they are all free when you get the game in the first place. Now, there are more characters, that you have to pay for. Some with in-game currency, some that are licensed that you have to pay real money for. So we'll all talk about that after we talk about a little bit more of the gameplay, and then go into all the buyable characters.
Right, so the game basically is a 4-on-1 game where there are 4 survivors who are actual players, not computers, that are going up against one killer who the survivor's goals is to restart the generators and get all 5 generators done and unlock the exit gates and escape.
Wow, the killer's job is basically to kill all 4 of the survivors by putting them on hooks. And now, for each survivor, they get 3 chances off the hook, actually. So the first one is basically where you can get saved by another survivor, or you could try to escape yourself with a small chance of survival unless you have a special perk. And then the second one, you have to struggle from the entity that comes to take you. And then the final one, you just die. And then that is how the killer is trying to win the game.
Right, while the survivors are trying to get the generators done, they have to save their teammates, heal themselves up, do all kinds of things to help progress into it until they get all the generators done and to get out of there to safety. And that is how they get, points and stuff.
Now, from playing the game, you'll get blood points, and you'll kind of rank up in a system that I don't understand. But once you get the blood points, you can upgrade your characters and unlock more perks. Now, perks are what you have to give you an advantage in games, For like killers, they have many different ones, but some of my favorite are, barbecue and chili, no-ed, stuff like that, Then each killer actually have their own unique perks, and then there are a lot of generic perks out there for people that don't have all the characters,
Right, and then the survivors also have perks that will help them out of the game, like, Dead Hard, Kindred, Self-Care, all different kinds of perks to help them survive the game and give them kind of advantage against the killer, Decisive Strike, all those kinds of things. And actually, some of the perks you have to unlock by either buying characters or paying for characters with the in-game currency that you get from like a special level up of your account.
And another thing that's in the game is that each one of the killers actually have their own special ability that will give them an advantage in the game to try to take out all the survivors. Like the Trapper, he has bear traps that he can set up. The Wraith can go invisible at the sound of a bell. The Hillbilly has a chainsaw to run people down. The Nurse, she can teleport from location to location, but it gets a little groggy as it goes along. And then the Huntress throws hatchets at people. You know, all that, they all have different kinds of abilities that they use to get through the game, and then they can add different add-ons to make the ability a lot better and give them more of an opportunity of winning the game by killing all the survivors. Now, the definition for winning the game usually means that you at least kill 3 to 4 survivors by the end of the game.
Right, and you know, for the survivors, none of them actually have special abilities, but they do have equipment that they could use in the game, like med kits, toolboxes. They have a map key that can unlock this thing called the hatch. Now, the hatch is actually something very interesting. So when you are playing the game, if you are the final survivor, then this thing will open where it's a hatch. And basically what the hatch does is at the end of the game, if you're the only one left, you can escape. And you can also use the key to unlock it after there's a certain number of generators done. So however many survivors there are, depends on how many generators. So if you have 4 survivors left and all 5 generators done, the hatch will spawn, and that's where you can go and unlock that and maybe get your teammates down through the hatch or through the exit gates. Also, if you have like 3, it'll be 4 generators and the hatch will spawn. If you have 2, then it will be 3 generators that will spawn, and then if you have 1 person left, the hatch automatically opens. So you know, all that happy and fun stuff. I just mean, it's exciting to try to help people out, try to get everybody out, and by doing different things, you get different blood points and different categories, and that's how you rank up in a special way, you know.
Right, the ranking system, from what I've heard, is not that good, but moving on from that, in my opinion, this is a very enjoyable game, and currently, there are, give me a second, 26 killers in the game. Now, some of them that you do have to, like, purchase with real money on whatever systems you have. Personally, we use the Xbox. It is also on the PlayStations and the PCs. You can get this game almost anywhere. And actually, it does have a cross-play element, so you can play it on any system that you have with your friends. I wish we had some, you know?
Me too, obviously. Now in the game, there are 29 survivors that, you know, some of them were free, but most of them you have to pay for or use the in-game currency. I believe there's a shards that you can get, or you can use your real money to buy them. And also, you can get a whole bunch of cosmetics so that you can edit the characters and hack them however you want them to look, you know. But I mean, it's a fun game, you know, as playing Survivor. I mean, you really don't have to think about it that much. You know, you just go to generators, and I mean, there are things called skill checks where you have to quick time hit a button so that you can get that done. And also that there are perks that can help you, you know, on your way. And then, you know, you have toolboxes that can help you speed up the generator and whatnot. Med kits to help heal yourself. All kinds of happy and fun stuff in this game. I mean, I always have a good time playing it, you know.
Yeah, well, I think this is a good game and all, but you know, it takes a lot of skill to actually play the killer, because you have to actually focus on everything that's happening, because you are the one who has to control the generators and make sure that they're not getting done, making sure that you're getting enough hooks on all the people that you're trying to take out in the game. And I mean, even in the game, there's these offering systems, which happens for both survivors and killers, where basically you put up an offering, and then it could be like a map, it could get you more blood points, or it could be something like all your team spins together, or my favorite one is this thing called a Mori, and all it does is basically allows the killers, after 2 hooks, to brutalize any survivor they want with their own special Mori. And there's so many good killers that you can play as, and there's a lot of many IP killers, you know, the big ones you always want to play as. You have Michael Myers, the Ghostface, Pinhead, Leatherface, Freddy Krueger. I mean, the only one that you really don't have is Jason, and you know, that's a lightning thing. And for some people, if you had the game before, you could have played the Demogorgon from Stranger Things. I mean, isn't that great?
Right, And some of those IPs, the ones that are owned, you actually can play as like horror classics. Like you can play as Laurie Strode, Detective Tapp from the Saw franchise, Quentin from the Nightmare on Elm Street thing. Because I don't know that much about horror movies. I know that that I Google up. I really don't have a lot. I don't really have a good time, with all of this. I get scared a lot actually when I'm playing the game. I'm just on my generator minding my own business. Then Ghostface appears and takes me out the generator and puts me on a hook. The only sad thing is that we don't have any friends to play this game with at this moment in time, so we're just moving on with our lives. Because, it's great to actually play some games, get away from and have a different form of entertainment at the end of the day. Because, I'm just excited that, I've been sharing all this with you since Skullo forces me to play this game, this pretty easy game for at least for survivors.
Yeah, I know I'm forcing you to do this, but this is how we can entertain more people and extend our audience out there, obviously, because we need more people to come to our content, because we not only do movies and TV shows, we also want to do games, and maybe later on we'll play some, but it is hard, and you shall all see how we do and enjoy this maybe a little bit more. Do a new series on the Clown Brothers show of gameplays, and this is just the first of maybe many games we'll be playing.
Why, yes, and now I think I'll go into some characters that you can, get from getting shards in your games that I personally enjoy playing as because of their perks. We have Zarina because she has for the people, and I'm always helping people out because basically what it is you go up to somebody that is injured either on the ground or whatever, and you basically give them your life force so that they can stand up or do whatever, you give them an extra health state without having to manually heal them up, And then I also like Felix because he allows you, he has this perk where you get to see like the generators outlined all over the map, anyone that's in a close radius to you, so that you can go and charge them up so that everybody can escape. And then finally I do like Michaela because she has this thing called a boom totem, which allows you to inculcate this circle that can allow you to heal your other people that are in your game, your other teammates that you're trying to escape with, So these are the three that I would personally recommend, and I think that you can get them with shards, meaning that they're not personal IPs that you have to pay for. I just like their abilities, and I also like the, original ones, like Claudette has self-care and empathy and all that kind of good stuff, and I just love helping people out, even at the sacrifice of myself in the game. Isn't that great?
Well, for me, when I'm playing as Killer, I do also like my own special characters that I first got to help me upgrade and whatnot, and I do enjoy myself, the Cannibal Leatherface, because of his buck barbecue and chili. Not only does this perk give you more blood points, but it also allows you to see the aura of everybody else on the map, which is a nice touch to everything. And then also I love to play with the Legion because, he's got this ability where he can run up to you and injure you. And it's very strategic in how you do it. It also has this one perk that allows you to see if 2 or more people are on a generator. It shows you the aura and the location of where generator they're working on. Because when they're playing the game, you can obviously see all the generators on the map and where to go and whatnot as a killer because you have that presence about you. But even have the added ability to know which generator people are on, I do enjoy that. And finally, a one that I don't know is much popular, but the perks are worth it, the Trickster, because he has 2 perks that I do enjoy playing with, He has, I believe it's Starstruck. And basically what Starstruck allows you to do is that when you have hooked a survivor, you got 30 seconds and you can insta-down another survivor after you've hooked one. And then he has this other perk that I do love, it's No Way Out, so that there's no escape. And basically what it is every time that you hook one of the survivors up to 4 tokens, it will lock them from holding the exit gate doors open so that you may go there and take them out, And I do love the perk No Ed because I'm not as skilled of a killer as a lot of those other guys out there. So I do enjoy having that in my build. Also, I forgot a major point, but I guess I'll bring it up now. So once all the generators are completed by the survivors, it comes down round 2, they must open the exit gates. And once one of the exit gates are open, and there happen to be 2 in the game will start collapsing and all the environments are closing. And if the survivors don't make it out at the end of the time limit, they will be consumed by the entity on the ground, or however, if they do not escape by the end of the time limit, you know.
Alright, well, I do believe that we have talked about the game to the best of our knowledge and our ability. So if you want to go and buy it, I mean, that's all up to you, you know. Maybe you'll get into a match with us sometime and play, but I don't know. But my whole thing with the game is that, yeah, I mean, you could have fun with it depending on your own perspective. I wish it wasn't horror, you know. I'm not really into things like that. I usually have my red gorilla by me to make sure that nothing bad happens to me while I'm playing this game, but it is what it is, you know. And I mean, I think that Skullo talked about maybe uploading some gameplay videos where we commentate and whatnot, so I hope you come and watch those as well. I mean, we'll be playing that, and then you can watch us play and get our own humble opinions on everything and what's going on and the people that we're teamed with and whatnot. I'm just excited that you have come to see our first video game episode, episode 6 of the Clown Brothers Show, you know.
Right, so we told you what you wanted to hear about the game. Now, if you want any more information, please like the video, leave a comment, ask us to talk more about the lore if you want to hear about it or whatnot. But we will be playing the game. And I think this will end our episode 6. So do all the YouTube things, subscribe, like, share, leave a comment, do all those things. And if you do them, maybe I won't see you in your nightmares. Oh, that was good.
Alright, Skullo, we have finished this outing of the Clown Brothers Show, episode 6. I mean, are you really gonna force me to play this video game? I mean, really?
Yes, because obviously we need to make more content for our channel, you know. We can't just keep going along, putting out 2 episodes a week. We need more content. And obviously, I control the Xbox, so we do what I want to, not what you do.
Well, this is completely and unfair for me. Obviously, why am I forced to go through all of this drama and horror, through all of this, you know, getting jumped out and what else? I mean, really? Why are you making me do this? I can't handle it.
Oh my goodness, can you please grow up so that we can make more money and move on with our lives? You know, just for 5 minutes, just act like an adult so that we can make more money, okay? Is that alright with you? I'm being serious. Like, I'm tired of you complaining about what we're doing. Can we just do it and move on?
Oh my goodness, Skullo, I can't believe you forced me to do more things that I don't want to do. Alright, fine, I'll keep playing the damned games and doing what I have to do. But I'm done today, okay? Bye. You mess with the camera or whatever else. I don't care. Ugh.
Alright, Reddo, keep being a 5-year-old, alright? I'll freaking mess with the camera. Ah!